You know, a couple of months ago, I was approached and there were some different conversations going on about me being a possibility to be in the tournament. And when that first sunk into me that I was going to get an opportunity, just a flood of emotion came over me because it's hard for me to imagine. It's been 25 years. But there's so many things about Owen that I remember like it was yesterday. We met in the early 90s. His father was a wrestling promoter. My father was a wrestling promoter. There are so many things we had in common, whether it's funny stories, and Owen can tell funny stories about family dinners or family road trips. It's just being the sons of wrestlers and promoters. It's just a different life, but we both loved it. And as I grew to know Owen, and Owen grew to know me, and we traveled and went our separate ways and came back together, but in the late 90s, kind of fate would have it that we would team up, we would become tag team champions, and I look kind of back on those days as favorite days of my career. He left his house on a Saturday, and ironically in 1999, both guys in their 30s, he had built his dream home. I got to purchase mine, and we were both so excited about that stage of our life. He left home on a Saturday and flew to Chicago, and he was due to move back into his dream home when he got back off the road, off that trip. And he never went home. There's little things like that that stuck. And his passing of May 1999, May 23rd, it was a Sunday night. On that Monday, the following day, I made a promise to myself that as time went on, that I would be able to look Oj and Athena in their eyes when it really meant something. They were little kids when it happened, but to let them know what a great man their father is. Not just a wrestler, but a husband, a father, a family man, a brother, a co-worker. I've never ever met anybody like him. And you know, fast forward, eight years later, I lost my wife to breast cancer. And the first thing that made me smile that morning is I walked down to my dock. And I knew her passing was coming just because of the set of the circumstances. But I walked down on my dock and pulled out my phone and I read May 23rd. And I thought right then, Owen, you have pulled the ultimate rib of all ribs. The same day of your passing, my wife's passing. Fast forward another 9 years, and I entered into the darkest part of my life. I was in a hole that I had dug myself that I had no idea I was going to get out of. And through different counseling and different sessions, retelling my life story, digging in and really figuring out what's going on in my head. And the counselor looked at me as I kind of told the Owen story, and he said, let's go back to that. And we spent the better part of 3 or 4 hours. And he looked at me dead in the eye. He said, you've never grieved Owen's passing. He said, you've grieved your wife. You've grieved the up and down. You lived life, but you never grieved him. So I cried for the next few hours and really thought about it and processed it. In a lot of ways, that put me on the road to true recovery. And over the last 7 years, things have happened in my life that I never thought would happen, ever. Both personally and professionally. I've got a wife that in my wildest dreams I couldn't ask for a better one. I've got a family that I put back together. I spent the best years of my life with my father. Just one good thing after another has happened. And I am so grateful for all of it. And coming into AEW, Jay Lethal, another one of my best friends, Sanjay Dutt, my wife, Satnam Singh, truly a one in a billion, us as a group. I don't take it lightly. I don't take it for granted that at this stage of my career, I'm having the absolute time of my life. And so when I was asked officially about being in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, all the emotion came back. And I really took a hard look at it and thought to myself, I'm a 12-time former world heavyweight champion. I'm a 2-time Hall of Famer. The Owen means more to me than anything I've ever done in the professional wrestling business in the ring for me to have this opportunity. This is my Wembley. This is my all-in. This is my opportunity. You know, early this year, Toby Keith passed away, another good buddy of mine, and he had that song, Ain't As Good As I Once Was, but I'm good once as I ever was. All I gotta do is have that mentality for 3 matches. No disrespect to anybody in this tournament, Claudio, Pac, Jay White, no disrespect to any of them. But they didn't even know Owen. That's the truth of the matter. Didn't even know him. I know Owen. I know his spirit. I know what he's about. And for me to get the opportunity to win 3 matches and stand in the middle of the ring in Owen's hometown of Calgary, I'm going to do it. I'm absolutely going to do it.